Mhuri yeZimbabwe kusangana kwatiri kuita zvakare ipo pano paZimunews update apo patinoda kupa mafirst hand update anonga ari kuitika munyika yedu yeZimbabwe. So muzuva ranhasi takakubatirai nhauwa yaVice President Constantine Chiwenga apo pari kunze zvinhu hazvina kumira zvakanaka kuUganda kwavanga vaenda because tiri kuona kuti maadvisors avo vakavaudza kuti no, musabate mvura, musatomboite anything. Tiri kuona military intelligence futi yakagara yaudza kuti no, ana Yoweri Museveni vanhu vamwe chete nana President Emerson Mnangagwa, because tiri kuona kuti Yoweri Museveni ane more than 40 years, I think akuma 46 years achitonga nyika yeUganda. So vanhu vaya vasina tsitsi, vanhu vaya vasitomborina kana moyo, vanhu vaya vanotouraya. So tiri kuona zvigananda kusanganisira na President Emerson Mnangagwa vari kuzama nepavanogona napo kuti vange vachiassassinata Vice President Constantine Chiwenga, because ndiye munhu umwe chete asara ari against constitutional amendment ya bill number 3 ari kubuda pachena, although kuine vazhinji vari mucabinet vasiri kubuda pachena but vasikurirana neconstitutional amendment ya bill number 3, but ma-MPs ekwashabangu vakatosaina vakatoti abo madhiri, because tiri kuona kuti ma-MPs ekwashabangu aya haasisina crowd, hakusisina munhu achavada. So vari kungoti itori advantage wochi, itori advantage yedu mhuri yeZimbabwe. So tiri kuona panapa maadvisors vaVP Chiwenga vavaudza kuti no, musabate anything. So tiri kuona kuti maadvisors vaVP Chiwenga vari kushanda basa pachiprofessional chaipo, because tiri kuona kuti ana Temba Muliswa vakambomhanya vachiita sei, vachidini, vachituka VP, vachitaura zvinhu zvakasiyana-siyana, vakazodzoka vega mugwara vakuti sorry, takaonana wikino chivhayo chaiyo vari kutaura kuti ana Vice President Constantine Chiwenga ndibaba vangu. So tiri kuona kuti maadvisors avo vari kuvagonera chaizvo, because tiri kuona kuti zvazvokuti kwanzi tira kubvisa munhu zvezvezve hazvingomhanyi kuona kuti atokubvisa munhu chichi chimwe. Ndofunga muri kuona kana zvakungoitwa zvinongoitwa in 2 minutes. Ndofunga muri kuona Mugabe cheche akanyora tsamba musi wa 9 November yekuti Mnangagwa ndawabvisa mubato reZanu PF. Takaona Mnangagwa vakatiza vakaenda kunyika yeSouth Africa, ndo pakatanga chimoto musi wa 14 November, vaMugabe vakadonhedzwa musi wa 17 November. So hazvidi kutora time mhuri yeZimbabwe. So ndoda kuti ndikusiye makateerera kune but munhu wese anomuziva David Coulthard, murungu uya wekutorerwa foni muCity Sport Center pahearing. So tira kuti tinzwe achitaura iye pache zvake in horse's mouth, noti zvokudzwa nevamwe vanhu kana kuti zvakazodai so kana kuti akazoti iye achizvitaura iye pache zvake. Ndokuteerera nekutaura kwamakaita pano paZimunews update. Kana uri musasa panosina kusubscribe, kulike nekushare.
Greetings, Uncle. How are you?
No, I'm good. Thank you for joining us.
No, thank you, and thanks for everybody for coming through, including Chennai and Doug and the other guys coming to speak through. Thanks for this, Uncle.
Right, thank you very much. Right, so if you see the other guys, you can add them, so that they'll come in and speak before we open the floor to to the rest of the people. But I want to go to Dougie Coulthard. Recently we witnessed events where you were violently confronted during the 90-day consultation period. Can you talk to me in terms of what happened, what that moment revealed about the state of tolerance for dissent, in Zimbabwe? And as people are contemplating the idea of wanting to take action from a legal perspective, what legal protections exist or should exist for citizens and professionals like you who are being targeted while exercising their right to participate in public consultation? Over to you, sir.
Sure. Thanks so much, Uncle, for the question, and for hosting this really, really important space. To your question on what happened at that public hearing at City Sports Center. That public hearing was a total farce from beginning to end. In that auditorium of I would estimate maybe 5,000 people. Can you hear me? I got a
Well, yes, yes, I
notification.
can hear you. It's only that I've muted myself so that there's no
Oh,
noise
okay.
that comes from
No,
my end.
perfect.
Yes.
That's fine. Yeah, in that huge auditorium, at least from what I saw, not a single person who was opposed to the bill was allowed to speak, and anyone who tried to get close to the man who was holding the microphone, who was not on their pre-approved list of people who they wanted to talk, was essentially assaulted by this group of violent men around the man carrying the microphone, who were essentially acting as bouncers to prevent anyone from speaking. So some of this I captured on camera, and when it became clear that that they were totally bypassing. Did, sorry, I lost connection again there.
No, it's
Can
fine.
you hear
Yeah, I
me?
can. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It wasn't
When
much.
they
Yeah, right.
bypassed our section, it became clear that we were not going to get an opportunity to speak. So we started to leave. That's when this individual who's now been identified as Lakmo Gapa came and attacked me, grabbed my phone. And ran into the crowd. I then chased him into the crowd, and I managed to catch him. And I called to the crowd for assistance. And I think any Zimbabwean who knows, who's ever experienced something like this, if there's a thief and you shout to a crowd, thief, 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 in any normal scenario, the crowd will come to your assistance and actually, assist you to recover your stolen property. But not on this occasion. I was surrounded by this group of thugs who assaulted me, pushed me to the ground, and allowed Gappa and his accomplices to escape. So yeah, I mean and then I was subjected to verbal abuse after that, and thrown out of the venue, physically taken out of the venue. And this is what our parliament is putting forward as compliance with, I should emphasize, a legal requirement on them. In terms of section 328 of the constitution, they are legally required to hold these public hearings, and to ensure and to facilitate the participation of all members of the public in those public hearings, which Parliament completely and utterly failed to do. That is a matter of litigation, so the courts will be ruling on that. But we are still in that 90-day window, and that's, I think, the important thing for us to emphasize, and that's the significance of the 18th of May. So the 90-day window of public consultation comes to an end on 18 May, and so we still have time to make our submissions to Parliament. And on the 18th of May, or perhaps in the week that follows, the Minister of Justice Ziyambi is likely to introduce the bill into Parliament, and that's when Parliament will then begin to debate the bill. Throughout that process, we do need to continue raising our voice, and in particular, we need to be engaging our members of Parliament. So, if you don't know who your member of Parliament is, you need to find out who that is. You can go to Parliament's website, find out who's your MP for your constituency, and engage them. Tell them what your view is on the bill, and make sure that you find out from them what is their position on the bill. Are they going to vote for it? Are they going to vote in favor of it or against it? And if they say they're going to vote in favor of it, and you are against it, you must make sure that you let them know that they are going against your will, against the will of their constituents. And then, of course, we need to be exercising our rights in terms of the Constitution to peacefully protest, to exercise that's in terms of Section 59, then also our Section 67 rights to participate individually or collectively in gatherings or groups, to support or challenge political causes or policies of government. Our constitution gives us the right and gives us those legal protections to speak out on these things. Now, of course, we live in an authoritarian state, so we need to go into it with eyes wide open, knowing that that if we are going to secure a better future for our nation, it is going to require sacrifice. It is going to require risk. But sometimes risk is right. Sometimes it is right to stand up in the face of those who wish to deprive us and our children of a future, and say, you know what, we're gonna speak out, even if it comes at a cost to me. And so that, I think, is what 18 May is all about. Not just in Zimbabwe, but all around the world, for people to creatively, peacefully, and but courageously make their voices heard, to clearly say that Zim says no.
Right. Thank you very much, for that. Just a follow-up, question, that given